the universe, the animals, the stars. May all of creation live with ease and joy and well-being. And may our hearts join with the hearts of all the great masters, lineage holders, bodhisattvas and angels, celestial ones, and guides. So we evoke them into the heart center, grounding us, healing our hearts, awakening our hearts. And as we close our practice, we put our hands always together in the prayer position and we bow. We bow to our own goodness, our beautiful awakening path in front of us. We bow to our good heart and the hearts of all beings. We bow to those with deep compassion. We bow those who walk this earth with love and wisdom. We offer the opening of the great heart on this planet, knowing that we are dedicating this practice to the liberation of all beings. Om Mani Padme Hum. We give thanks to all of you. Woo, that was a good one. I was feeling that one.
Recording in progress.
I was feeling that one, everybody. I felt the energy of our practice time, and I know that the work that you do here in this class is very powerful. It goes out. We are the collective. We are the collective. So I see, Bruce, you have your hand up there. So yes, let's see. And then I'll be offering some heart wisdom, and we can also hear from each other. But I want to share a few things with you. So yes, Bruce, did you have something to share with us? We can unmute you there.
Yeah, hi. I didn't know why that hand went up. I didn't do anything.
Okay, well, it was, we
Sorry about
send you
that.
lots of love. No problem.
That was a great meditation, though. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I hope that you are all feeling this energy now, because as we're moving through this period of time, there's an expansion happening. And the more you practice, I just can't tell you how important it is to remember your daily practices. You come a Tuesday night and you get filled up, and then tomorrow remember again, and then Friday again, right? Right now it's the repetition of metta that becomes powerful over and over, phrase by phrase. We're almost reprogramming ourselves. We really are doing that with Dharma practice. We are connecting to that deeper wisdom that's inside of us, and we're resting in the refuge of the heart, right? We're allowing the heart to carry us through and give us this resiliency that we need as we hold everything that is happening in the collective, right? It's not about escaping, it's about opening to it. And this is something that takes a certain power and a training, how to hold and not disassociate, not lose ourselves, but to ground through this. We're almost like we're in a vehicle here. The Brahma Viharas, these qualities of the heart, are vehicles They're called Brahma means heavenly, and Vihara means vehicle. These qualities of the heart of metta, loving kindness, the compassion, the joy, and the equanimity, they are written about in all of the Dharma suttas as being a
Recording
vehicle,
stopped.
as being a heavenly vehicle for the mind. Okay, so this is so powerful. And this is also a moment that we can use as a vehicle to traverse this path that we're on. It's like we're threading like the eye of the needle here. We're walking between dimensions, right? As things are collapsing, right? The heart will take more, even though it doesn't feel like it, it will become more central. And it will be a vehicle for you to rest your mind, okay? Because it's the mind that will get weary here. And the mind will become neurotic and dysfunctional as it if it stays in this other frequency that's being amplified. It's part of the old, it's part of the new paradigm that's coming on here. The shift in the moment that we're in is from the head to the heart. What we're seeing is the last throwbacks of this idea that somehow the lack of the realization, the science of interconnectedness, there is no me first in the heart center. It's unconditional, right? There's no one person that gets all the glory. It's a natural evolution of a different frequency. So when you're doing heart practice, you'll often, when you really get into it, everybody, you'll start to feel bliss. You'll start to feel expanded. You'll start to feel your light body. You'll start to feel everything become lighter, right? The mind is heavy and dense with this old program breaking up. The program that would say greed is great. I mean, that's a very distorted, that's just a misperception. I don't even have to beat up on that perception. It's just a form of ignorance. And it's just not knowing the universal principles. It's not understanding that, right? It's a very old, it's almost like a primitive type of mind. So I wanted to read you this poem that many of you have may have heard. Those of you who haven't, it's a very famous poem by a monk named Nyosho Ken Rinpoche. And this poem has been with me a lot lately. And it's a short poem, but I'll read it to you. It says, "Rest in natural great peace. This exhausted mind, beaten helplessly by karma and neurotic thoughts, like the relentless fury of the pounding waves and the infinite ocean of samsara. Rest in natural great peace." So I wanted to speak about this resting in peace right now, and how we can do that. And I like that poem because he talks about this exhausted mind. Oh my God. I sometimes feel like some days my mind just clicks into these stories and narratives, and I get so exhausted. Our exhaustion comes from the heaviness of that mind made, when we're just lost in those mind made stories. And so much of what the mind tells us is the story of the future and how terrible it could be and what to be scared of and the dangers and, or the story of the past, right? And so right now, the resting comes through resting in presence. We have got to come back to remembering that resting and loving awareness is the door to liberation. This is the ancient path. This is the only path to freedom. The rest is just the insanity. And you'll notice that your own mind, as you're doing metta, when it's in that other state, when it's in these ego stories and it's so painful now. It's almost unbearable. I feel an unbearable suffering when my mind gets locked into fear-based thinking and anger, and it's like, oh my God, this is just, and it's not that emotions aren't okay, we just meet them in the space. We meet our sadness through the heart chakra. We hold it. The metta, one of the great powers that it gives us is this ability to hold, to carry, to lift, right? So we're actually learn how to carry painful emotions without reacting to them, but we just hold them as energies. We become compassionate with the suffering, right? We just observe them. So a lot of what we have to do is remember the doorway into the heart is presence, embodied presence, right? And we let go of this exhaustion that's in the mind. We cannot figure out what is happening right now. Right? We can make up what we think and who's in charge, and there's no one in charge of this right now, right? These are right. It's like something has to run a kind of course here. It's set in motion, something is set in motion, literally. And what we do is the more we're resting in metta is our role is to become conscious beings. That changes everything. Conscious, alive, heart-centered, breathing beings. That is what shifts everything. That is the great power, right? The more and more huge groups of people become conscious, breathing, feeling, heart-centered, not lost in the mayhem of what is dying out, what is shifting, what we're ascending out of. But that is the goal. And, to become a conscious, heart-centered being, woo, that's the whole of the path. That's called enlightenment, right? To rest. But here's the goal. We practice enlightenment. How do you practice it? Only in the now. Only can we do it right now, right? So every time you come back and you say another metta phrase, every time you come back and you remember who you are, every time you come back and you say, let us begin again, another moment of loving, you are setting yourself up to become on the path of awakening. You are remembering. And that's all we have to do right now is become conscious, not disassociated, not living in terror, but allowing this divine vehicle of loving presence in these practices to carry us over this bridge that we are traversing right now, right? That's what I love about this poem, right? We're not beaten helpless anymore. We have to practice, and the mind will beat you helplessly. Oh, yes, this mind, as we are seeing the old going out, you might see a lot more neurotic, kind of even different aspects going out, right? As we're releasing them, thought patterns, belief systems, stories of isolation, separation. This is a kind of purge effect right now. The earth itself is kind of purging itself. And I had this yesterday, I was lying, or it was on Sunday actually. I've been taking some of you guys might notice on my social media, I'm climbing the tree in my front yard. And now that it's getting warm in Georgia, I have a backyard. I'm like lying on the earth and just breathing, resonating with the earth frequency, saying, Earth Mother, awaken your heart and the children. We are your children. Awaken our hearts. And I just felt so clearly like the earth is like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm in my own healing process too, right? Everything is alive with spirit. Everything these rocks sitting behind me were once deep in the earth, right? Here they are, holding a kind of frequency. Everything is alive, and we have to start to really trust in the power of our own hearts. And you get to that by really committing to a practice. So I want to challenge everyone to think about doing a 30-day metta practice where you have a 30-day a commitment to seeing what would my life be like if I just practiced maybe 30 minutes a day for 30 days. And you can break that up. You can do like a 15-minute and a 15-minute, or you can sit all at once. But what I do know is meta builds. The longer you sit, the deeper it goes, the more it expands. As the mind starts to get concentrated, it shifts up into that. The vehicle starts driving up a little bit like this, right? We're going upwards, and we feel that. Even if a lot of emotion is there, let the emotion be there. If oceans of tears fall, that's part of our softening. We're like icebergs. A lot of us come into practice, we're more crunchy, hardened, right? But, as the heart begins to do its medicine and its awakening, we become tender. Tears fall. Oceans pour out of my eyes pretty regularly. And then the next moment I'll be laughing and it'll be blissful. And then again, something will touch me. Living with a heart means you're on a whole nother journey that has nothing to do with the mind, right? The heart lives in presence. The mind lives in stories, right? Don't listen to your minds anymore. I'm going to just start telling people regularly. That's the samsaric knot, right? So to just be more in presence, the more meta you have, the more naturally you'll want to be present. You'll say, oh, I want to be here for this. Okay. It's like you're building a beautiful temple in your own heart. One of my teachers that I used to practice with from Burma, Sayadaw U Pandita, he always used to tell me, Spring, meditation's like going to the beauty parlor for the inside. Don't ever forget that. I used to laugh, I'd be like, the beauty parlor, I get that. For the inside, and I don't really care what people look like on the outside. I feel their heart within seconds upon meeting them. And that is a beautiful thing. That's what I'm attracted to. So many people might have a physical outer appearance, but they can actually be so cruel. So what does it matter to have the outer without the inner, right? More important to let's cultivate this inner beauty, because an inner beauty, guess what? Shines on other people. You not only influence your own mind, you're not only become a divine vehicle for you to rest in. Guess what, everybody? Those beings around you that need a light, that need a smile, that need a hug, that need to be reminded, we will get through this. Let's be present. They will naturally shift, right? They will naturally shift. So, I see so many of you guys writing such beautiful messages in the chat here. Let us see. And I love that you're feeling this practice. Yes, Derek, thank you. You want to have inner beauty that shines on other people. Yes, I pray for that. I pray for that too all the time. May I become a temple so that all beings can abide in it. May my body, my speech, my mind. See, those are heart prayers. The mind hates those kind of thoughts. Why would I want to share everything with all, that's the difference. Okay. Where the heart goes, everyone can come to the gathering, right? There's no one not welcome into the heart center. All beings are welcome. It's a natural expression of that. And we need this energy on our planet right now, right? We need those who are rooted in that as we take the hands of other beings, hold them, talk to them, counsel them, walk with them. We don't have to effort when we're rooted in the heart either. The heart, guess what, everybody? It gets you up out of the day. It gets you going. It writes the emails. When I'm in my mind is when everything gets staticky and graspy and fearful. But when I'm in my heart, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're in a flow state. You flow. You're not marching through a grim duty day. You're flowing, kind of almost like, you're like on water. and you're just letting the heart guide. Okay, this is intuitively right. There's a whole different way of living here, everybody. That's what I'm pointing to when you're in this heavenly vehicle. And it's not about ignoring the collective, it's about responding to the collective. A wise response, right? It's a wise response. It's the energy that we all need right now is the heart more than everything. People are desperate. Yes, thank you, Debs. Your heart knows the way. It has a built-in GPS in it. It knows how to find its way home. What gets in the way is our neurotic, insane addiction to thinking. Right, to trying to figure out and we get lost in all the stories, and oh my god, and then the internet, oh my, what it's the mind is very much like the algorithm. You think one insane thought, guess what's on the heels of that one? 10 more crazy because it's like, oh, it's no, that's the ocean. That's what Neosho uh, Ken Rinpoche was talking about when he said the ocean of samsara. But he also said rest in natural great peace. There is another place. And that's through the body, resting in your body, becoming more body based. The heart is in the body. So feel your breath. Turn more to resting in your body. And also, yes, thank you, Finn. You had to leave early, but I'm glad you could join us. And I want to just take a moment to hear and see if anyone felt like they wanted to share, or how is this landing? How is your own heart practice going? Right? This is the time, everybody. This is a kind of warrioring up. It's either that or go mentally insane. You have two options now. It's kind of like you're in two camps, right? You're in the, okay, I'm going to open to all of this. And then you're in the, oh no, the what's crumbling, right? What's crumbling away. And so, Nyosho Ken Rinpoche, we'll send this out in an email to you all. And also, I wanted to just mention too that as I move forward with my schedule and calendaring and all the things that I'm doing, everything is about these practices right now. There's not one retreat that I'm doing that's not focused on the heart, awakening the heart, focused on the heart, healing the heart. So if you want to join me on retreat, just imagine this period, but just throughout, multiple days. So, but anyway, I want to see how you're all doing. Do we have any questions? It's good to see your beautiful faces as I'm going through there. Ah, thank you all for putting on your video. And so let's go. We have a couple of hands here. So let's go to Alexa is first. Hi, Alexa.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, Alexa.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to start by saying right now I am actively working through the fear of public speaking right now in this moment. And just in my life, it's just something I've so deeply wanted to overcome for so many reasons. The primary one right now is just showing up in community. Mm-hmm. So today I had the feeling and thought I really wanted to share. I really wanted to share in this group. And it brought up just so many waves of fear. And it is still kind of bringing up waves of fear in this moment. But I did want to share that the things that are helping me to actually show up in public spaces is thinking about community, thinking about connection, thinking about how sharing helps me to connect with other people, how it will help build community, as well as calling upon my spiritual teachers
Mm.
and the earth and the sky, and just remembering that I'm not walking as one person, as Maya Angelou would say. I come as 10,000.
Yes.
Yeah, so like moving out of my individual self, I feel like I'm just working to like expand, and there's like a lot of pain and fear that I'm having to like move through and like break, and then it comes back, and then I have to expand again. It's just like
Yes.
moving through all of these layers, but I'm excited about it, and I'm grateful, so grateful for all my support.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
you, first of all, I want to say thank you for conquering your fear, because so much about this moment is love over fear. This is what we're doing. So it's like you have so much to share and you have such a bright light. So yes, and I just encourage all the people, the big-hearted people that have been afraid to like use their voices and speak their truth and create the communities of care and compassion. So thank you.
Mm.
I love this because I'm also doing a practice where I say every day I'm going to be 1% braver. Just
Oh,
1%
yes.
braver than
Yes.
yesterday. And so you're really embodying that. Thank you,
Thank
Alexa.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
embracing me. Thank you for those beautiful comments.
Oh, we love you. Thank you. Okay, so now we have Matt, Mr. Matt Perry, or Mrs. Who knows? You know, I
Either
see
one's
you.
great. Hey, um,
Hi.
hi.
Oh,
Uh,
there you are. I was looking for you. Okay.
I mean, first off, I just wanted to thank Alexa for that share and that
Yeah.
vulnerability. I think you sharing that like made it easier for me to share. Um,
Mm.
and so thank you for that invitation. Uh,
Yes.
that was a really today was really powerful for me. Definitely like felt what you said afterwards about the like ascension of this practice as you continue with it. I felt like a new experience today, which was really nice. I wanted to share because I had a really hard day. I found out this morning that one of my patients died of an overdose a couple of days ago. Um, and this is something that happens like somewhat frequently in my work. And in the past, I typically respond by sort of crumbling for the rest of the day and ending up in bed and ending up in sort of like a depression place. And I felt that temptation today, but I was able to sort of move to a place of love instead and like find room for him in my heart and in the heart of like, and I felt like as he sort of found his space in my heart, he found his space in the heart of like the Great Mother. And
Mm.
in that action, I felt like my own unity with the Great Mother in that act of love and understanding that he is like here with the spirit. And so then getting to carry that into practice is really special tonight. And I
Mm.
felt like an elevation of my own growth and my own ability to love.
Mm.
Um, and that love can look like things that are hard to see ahead of time, and that I'm not really helping anybody by crumbling each time I see a tragedy, because like you were mentioning earlier, like this, the whole world's on fire. We're going to be facing tragedy, and the best thing I can possibly do is just like continue to work through the heart. So thank you for the practice tonight. It meant a lot.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. And Matt, I'm glad that you could be here with us and that we're all going to have to be facing many beings who are going to leave. Um, and how we hold that and sending them prayers too. And I know some of you have there's a couple of doctors, those who are actually taking care of patients in hospitals and tending to them. It's just such a Yes, we're just holding it. And the more we have this heart, the more we can hold. That's the without shutting down. It feels counterintuitive. We want to kind of shut down to it, but the more we open, the more powerful we get. It's actually the opposite of what I've seen. When I shut down and run for something, I have no power in that moment. But when I turn toward it, you know how it is, everyone. When you just turn toward that thing and you just open and you feel, it liberates you. And so there is something about just going right into it and doing metta and asking a great mother. There are many angels and awakened beings on our planet right now who will be shepherding in a kind of exodus out of this place and and sharing, taking people and spirits to other places that we're gonna have to be, seeing this, and I'm preparing my heart to see it. It's already happening, but we're coming more aware and awake to it in a way now. So thank you, Matt. Thank you for the work you do as a doctor. Thank you for all the doctors on here. I see Deborah on here, another beautiful doctor in a hospital right now. So this is the kind of work we're doing as we're care providers here. We are the spiritual I'm a spirit doctor. There's other, people who do real doctors, right? But there are many of us who are loving and caring about beings right now. And your heart, you're gonna have to double down on your heart medicine to help you hold it sanely, right? And to be that example on how to do others. But the metta is a vehicle, and it is a place of refuge that we can rely on inside, right? Our loving presence. And we remembering, I have to practice so much right now because this energy is so strong, that to stay in your clear light energy and your presence, it takes a lot of practice. So 30 days, everyone. I want us to think about this as a community, and 30 days of metta, 30 days of practice, and then that's how we understand and we get faith and practice is we do it for a chunk of time, and then we sit back and we go, oh, look, I feel better. I'm more in my heart. And that's when we know the medicine is working. I mean, you can do it forever, but let's start 30 days. So for all of you who want to do that, Bob and I will start holding us all in that practice. If you're on our Sangha email list, I'll start making special messages for that. And, I'll start a little bit of a countdown clock, or we could start it on Saturday. That's the eclipse. So, it might be good. I feel like now, for some reason, it's about now. The word now keeps coming to me. So I'm wait till the weekend to start. It's like, oh, I'll take that medicine on next week. And when I have a heartache now, it's like, oh, right, we're starting now. But just the last thing to say, everyone, is to remember that you're doing your practice right here, right now. Exactly, Marty. 30 days. Baba, let's make sure we put that out as our 30-day practice is March 25th. And then we can have stories and times and how to keep going. But no, I'm with you, everybody. I'm in my altar. Harriet's always here. Kuan Yin. And I'm always practicing right now. Bob and I practice sometimes in the middle of the workday. We're like, oh my God, we need to pray for a little while and we'll stop, because our bodies are processing this destruction basically of these frequencies. So as they're purging out, you've got to take really good care of your body and your heart. So, it's so good to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. It wouldn't be the same without you. I want to give our special thanks to our Baba Diva. Do you want to ring your bell, Baba, for us? We can't. You got to turn off. Can you unmute?
I'm having some technical difficulties, so it's got my
But I can still see your bell ringing, so that's not a problem. So Baba rings the bell to let the spirit know that we need help, and they come and they hear bells, and that's very much Vajrayana tradition too. So I appreciate you all so much. And if you'd like to share anything with us, we're a church of love, but we do love donations to keep us going. So if you feel inspired, there's always a place to share, but no one is turned away. Anyone could come to this group. And that's what I love. I plan on doing it for the next 10 years. So I've cleared my Tuesday night schedule. So I hope you all come and practice again with us. 30 days. So you try to come to this whole month of April. If you can make it on Tuesday, we'd love to see you. So let's unmute everybody as we say goodbye here.